Antonio here with Enhanced Movements, Boulder County's premier chiropractic pain and injury consultant. We're going to be going over for our Movement Mondays today, banded pulling variations to help with your shoulder pain, work on strengthening your upper back, and also fixing some of that postural stress that some of us see working at a computer and sitting a lot throughout the day. We have a couple different bands that we use. Not everyone might have access to these things. We're going to try to show you some variations that can work for you. But essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to work through that pulling motion. Now, one of the things I want you to think about when doing these pulling motions is to think about the positioning that the shoulder is in. Sometimes when we go into a pull, whether that be a row or like a straight arm pull, we really emphasize bringing the hands back or the elbows back, and that shoulder dips forward a lot. Now, is that bad for the shoulder? Not necessarily, but it's kind of contradictory in what we're trying to do. If I dip that shoulder forward, everything in this upper back area is going or is elongating and dropping forward. So I want you to try to keep that pin back as much as you can through these pulls. Now we have these cross cable bands, okay? And what we're going to be doing for this first one is just, or for all of these, is going to be a straight arm pull down here. So the cross bands are nice because we get a little bit more of this cross force. The anchors are here and I'm going to be pulling across. So it just adds a different variable or vector. But soft knees, feet toes forward, feet about hip to shoulder width apart. And what this is going to do is it's going to help you kind of isolate the upper back and the core a little bit more effectively. From here, my arms are just going to pull straight back. So again, notice I don't want to pull so far forward that those shoulders drop and dive forward. I want to try to keep those pinned back. You're going to feel the difference when you do it that way as well. You should feel that upper back and the lats and kind of that all those shoulder scap stabilizers working a lot. So come forward. We're going to hold here. Now these are great for high volume, so anywhere between 2 to 6 sets of 12 to 20 reps. I like also adding like a little bit of an iso hold. So I'm going to hold here isometrically, count for 2, 3, maybe even up to 5 or 6 seconds, and then lower it back down. You can also go through eccentric, slow lowering, and then back. Now if you don't have these cross bands, we have just an assisted band. They don't have to be heavy. Right now I'm anchored to an eyeball just because I'm in my garage. You can just as easily anchor this around a doorknob or any sort of fixed point. You can still do the same straight arm pullback that we're trying to do. So it's gonna come where that band is across here, and I'm just gonna pull it straight back towards me. You know, it should feel almost nearly the exact same as your cross cables. And again, 2 to 6 reps, 2 to 6 sets, 12 to 20 reps. You can iso holds, eccentrics, all the same. Okay? Now, let's say for instance you don't have something like that. You're stuck at home and you don't have any of this equipment and you want to be able to do something. A towel is perfect for us to be able to do some isometric work with that. Now, you would again need to have something anchored towards it, but what we're going to essentially try to show is if this was my anchor point, a band, a strap, or something, right? All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this straight back towards me. So ideally this would be wrapped around like a door handle, or you could even do like a banister, and standing tall, and I'm just gonna pull isometrically the towel into me with those straight arm pulls. And again, you should be feeling this all in the same area when you do that, which is what we're targeting, is gonna be like this upper back area, and you're also going to feel kind of like these lats working because we're pulling that down that way. So again, these are banded variations that are fantastic for fixing posture, strengthening your upper back, and also really helping with a lot of different shoulder pains that people exhibit. So have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you got a buddy with some shoulder issues, share this with them. This helps so many of our clients and our patients with their shoulder pain, and it can help your buddies as well too. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next